Greetings, leaders of the United Nations. I have been keeping an eye on the messages being communicated between the UN and President Putin, to which it is my personal opinion that the leaders of the United Nations, are not quite hearing or seeing what President Putin is saying. So, with that said, I would like to send a personal message on behalf of the leaders of the United Nations to President Putin. Zdravstvuyte, President Putin, and the proud people of the Russian nation. С днем рождения. I know that this milestone of a birthday, 70 years old, is a big milestone worth celebrating in the course of anyone's life. It is a truly great blessing, I feel, when we are able to find ourselves just aging and just hitting these milestones of our decades of aging. And on behalf of the world, I feel it is very unjust, unfair, and just rather hypocritical for any nation to be treating another nation, regardless of their affiliation with the UN or NATO or the communist parties. It's just, I don't understand why we still have leaders amongst us who are so quick to just point fingers at you, President Putin, for for being a leader who is committed to achieving his goal. I know you have a carrot that you are chasing after, not only perhaps for, as the media and the world is saying, your own legacy, your own ego is the word that they kind of say. But again, President Putin, when I listen and hear you and see you speaking to the world, I personally do not see an ego problem. So I don't agree with that observation people are stating so openly and loudly, to which, if I set myself in your shoes, in your position, as a man with your power and influence amongst your country, your people's overall well being, just like our president, Biden, is equally responsible for the well being of we, the people of the United States. It's apples and apples. Yet, our political leaders in the United States continue to bump heads with each other amongst our two-party system. And it always seems that the only thing our two-party system can agree on is pointing the finger at who the enemy is. To which, again, whenever we point a finger at anything or anybody, we have three fingers pointing back at us. So, again, President Putin, if there's one thing I am grateful for, it is for your resolve. I personally have studied many countless leaders who probably would have pushed that button quickly, which explains the Cold War fiasco, which occurred and ended just as I was being born, 1981. And so our nation's history with the Soviet Union, is a big part of our history. My father often speaks of how President Reagan was able to use words and communication with President Gorbachev at the time to bring down this wall. And now that the wall is gone, all we see are these imaginary borders. Right? Shinon Rostinya.